Through centuries and storms, through war and loss, one love has never faded. Jamie and Claire, two souls who defied time itself, now stand at the edge of their final chapter. But as the past and future collide once more, one question burns brighter than ever. Can love truly conquer time? Visual suggestion. Mist swirls around the Scottish Highlands. The camera glides across endless green hills, rain drifting softly. A haunting violin plays. Faint echoes of Jamie and Claire's voices whisper through the wind. Fragments of I'll find you and always. The wind carries more than whispers. It carries memories. Memories of love, of loss, of promises made under the bleeding skies of Scotland. As dawn breaks, the land awakens, painted with golden mist. A voice rises, soft, yet filled with fire, Claire's voice. Sometimes I wonder if time itself remembers us. Her words echo through the centuries, drifting between worlds where their love once lived and where it still lingers. The camera glides over ancient stones. The standing circles that once tore her from her world and delivered her into Jamie's arms. Every gust of wind feels like a page from their story turning once again. Jamie's silhouette appears, strong and steady against the morning light. His eyes carry both peace and pain, the mark of a man who has fought not just for freedom, but for the woman who is his home. The sound of a heartbeat fades in, slow, heavy, eternal, as he walks through the heather. Ghostly flashes appear, their first meeting, the first touch, the first goodbye. The world around him shifts. 18th century Scotland blending with modern echoes of Claire's hospital lights. It's as if time itself is bending, folding, trying to bring them back together again. The voiceover continues, gentle yet haunting. They crossed oceans. They defied war. They challenged fate, but time is not done with them yet. Soft piano begins to blend with the violin. The melody rising as scenes of love and chaos collide. Jamie holding Claire as cannons fire behind them. Claire tending to wounds by candlelight, their hands finding each other again and again across the years. Now, in the stillness of a new dawn, their bond feels stronger than ever, but also more fragile. The light flickers as if the world itself hesitates, unsure whether to bless their reunion or tear them apart once more. The narrator whispers, "Love is not bound by centuries, but every age has its price." The music fades into silence, leaving only the sound of distant thunder. Jamie looks to the horizon, his expression unreadable, while Claire's voice breaks the quiet once more. "Wherever you are, I am there." A single tear falls. The screen fades to black. Text fades in slowly. Outlander Season 8, The Eternal Bond begins. The past doesn't fade, it lingers. Like smoke from a fire long gone, it curls through every moment, every heartbeat. We see flashes not just of battles or blood, but of faces, tears, and whispered vows under the Scottish moon. Jamie Fraser, a warrior, a leader, a husband forged by pain and passion. Claire Beauchamp, a healer from another world, a woman torn between centuries. Together, they didn't just survive history, they rewrote it. The screen flickers between two times, 1740s Scotland and the 20th century. A single ring glints in the light passed from hand to hand, symbolizing everything they've lost and everything they still fight for. "I promised I would never leave you." Jamie's voice echoes faintly. "You never did," Claire answers in the dark. The music swells softly, a low hum of strings mixed with a heartbeat rhythm, steady and unending. The scenes move faster now. Jamie standing on the battlefield at Culloden, his sword dripping with rain. Claire running through the stones, wind tearing through her hair, desperate to reach him. Their daughter Brianna, proof that love can cross centuries, stands watching the same stones. Torn between past and future, every memory hits like a wave. Their laughter in Lalybrook. Their sorrow on the ship, the battles they fought for freedom and for each other. Every scene feels both familiar and far away, as if time is replaying their love story like an old song, one the world can never quite forget. Voiceover. Through fire and storm, through war and peace, they found each other again and again. But every return left a scar on time itself, and the tone shifts. The images darken, war banners burning, thunder rolling across the Highlands. Faces of lost friends fade into the mist. Claire's hand trembles over a medical table. Jamie's face is covered in blood and grief. Love has given them strength, but also unbearable loss. Voiceover, they've faced kings, soldiers, and even time itself. Yet their greatest battle has always been with fate. The storm quiets. We see them together again, older now, but their eyes still holding the same fire. They stand before the standing stones, hand in hand. Time bends, light flickers, and for a moment, it feels like the past and present breathe together. Claire's voice, it's almost a whisper. We've lived 1,000 lives, Jamie, and I'd live them all again just to find you once more. The violin fades into a distant echo. As the screen slowly darkens, leaving behind only their silhouettes, side by side. Against the endless Scottish sky, text fades in. Every story has an ending, but their love has none. The world stands still before the dawn, that fragile hour when night hasn't yet surrendered. Morning dares to breathe again. The sky over the Highlands glows faintly with the first light of a new beginning. Mist curls around the stones, the same stones that once tore two lovers apart and brought them together again. But now, something feels different. The air hums, alive with an energy that does not belong to this century. A voice breaks the silence, calm, strong, and haunted. Every sunrise brings hope, but it also brings the past closer. The wind shifts, carrying with it faint echoes, cries from old battles. The rustle of pages from Claire's medical notes, the sound of steel clashing and hearts breaking. Jamie stands on the ridge, watching the horizon as though waiting for something or someone to appear. His hand grips his sword, but his heart, as always, belongs to her. Claire's voice follows, filled with both wonder and fear. Time doesn't heal all wounds. Some, it only hides until it's ready to hurt again. The camera pans through a series of fleeting images, Brianna walking with her son through a modern forest. Roger looking over old journals, a flicker of symbols drawn in chalk on stone. Each frame feels like a clue, a whisper of what's to come. The melody deepens, low strings and distant drums echo through the fog, building an unseen tension. Now, a shadow moves behind the standing stones. A figure, unknown, cloaked in mystery, touches the ancient surface. The stones hum louder, light spilling from the cracks like veins of gold. Time, it seems, is restless once more. Voiceover. Fate has no mercy for those who defy it. And love has no patience for those who wait. We see Jamie's reflection flicker between centuries, one moment dressed as a Highland warrior, the next as a ghost from another time. Claire turns sharply, sensing something, the pull of destiny tugging at her bones once again. Their world begins to blur. The camera spins, the sky folds upon itself, flashes of lightning slicing through the mist. Claire reaches out, calling his name, her voice trembling, not with fear, but with knowing. It's happening again. Jamie runs toward her through the chaos, but this time, the stones do not just take. They answer. The storm clears. Silence returns. The air glows faintly gold as two silhouettes stand before one another, separated by light. Joined by destiny, a heartbeat pulses through the soundtrack, steady, eternal. The narrator whispers, "The past has found them again, but the future will demand more." The light fades to black. Only a single phrase appears on screen, glowing like a promise. A new dawn rises, and love must face time once more. There are loves that fade with the seasons, and there are loves that defy the ages. Theirs was never just a story of passion. It was a promise whispered between souls, meant to echo forever. The screen glows softly, golden light falling over the Scottish moors. We see a slow pan of their old home, empty now, but still alive with memory. The hearth is cold, yet faint traces of laughter linger like ghosts in the air. A single candle burns, its flame steady, fragile but undefeated. Voiceover. Time took them through war, through loss, through worlds beyond reach, but never apart. Claire's hands tremble as she opens a weathered journal. the pages filled with notes, her writing from another life, another century. Between the ink and the smudges lies Jamie's name, written over and over, as if writing it could summon him back. The violin returns, soft, aching, like a memory too tender to touch. Cut to Jamie standing beneath a blood-orange sky, the wind tugging at his coat. He closes his eyes, feeling her presence, though miles and centuries away. Jamie softly, even across time, I hear the Sassenach. The world slows, every heartbeat stretched, every breath a lifetime. The visuals blend, Claire's hand reaching out in the 20th century. Jamie's reaching back from the 18th. The space between them glows, not with science, not with magic, but something older, something deeper. Voiceover. Theirs is not a love born of chance. It is the thread that binds time itself. Now. Flashes of their bond, the first time their eyes met, their wedding beneath the stars. The birth of Brianna, the tears at every parting, the desperate joy of every return. Each moment plays like a heartbeat, fast, fragile, stoppable. Claire's voice breaks through, soft but certain. No clock can measure what we are. No century can hold us. Jamie's voice answers low. And no stone can keep me from the wind howls, carrying the sound of their laughter from long ago, layered with present echoes, merging past and now. Time folds once again, not as an enemy this time, but as a witness. The camera moves through their empty home, a locket on the table, forgotten shawl, a candle nearly burned out. But just before the flame dies, a sudden burst of light fills the room. For a heartbeat, two shadows appear, holding hands, smiling, then darkness. Voiceover, love like theirs doesn't fade. It waits patient, endless, eternal. The screen fades to black. Text appears, glowing softly. Jamie and Claire, bound by time. Forged by love. A faint echo of Claire's voice lingers in the silence. Wherever you are, that's where time begins. The sky no longer whispers, it warns. Dark clouds gather above the Highlands, thick and restless, as though the heavens themselves remember what's coming. The air hums with something unseen, the tension of time trembling on the edge of chaos. A single drop of rain falls onto stone. It's quiet. Then another. Then the storm begins. Lightning tears through the clouds, illuminating fragments of two worlds colliding. The 18th century and the 20th blending like oil and flame. Old faces return, some with love in their eyes, others with vengeance. Voiceover. When you change the past, the future always comes to collect. Jamie stands in the middle of the storm, his face carved with both strength and sorrow. His sword gleams faintly, reflecting the firelight from the village below. Behind him, the ghosts of every battle he's ever fought seem to rise men. Friends, enemies, all shadows of a life that refuses to stay buried. Claire watches from the doorway of their home, her hands clutching the edge of the table where old medical tools lie scattered. The storm outside mirrors the one in her heart, every choice she made now, bleeding into the present. She whispers, barely audible, "We've changed too much." Time is starting to fight back. The wind grows harsher. Books fall open, pages fluttering wildly as if alive. On one page, a sketch, the standing stones, surrounded by strange markings Claire has never drawn. The ink moves, bleeding into shapes that seem to twist and breathe. Cut to Brianna, her eyes wide as she stares at an old journal. The words they read are warnings written in Claire's hand from decades ago, or perhaps centuries ahead. The circle opens again, and this time, it won't close. The camera shakes slightly as the storm rages on, trees bending, lightning cracking against the earth. We see glimpses of soldiers marching through fog, mysterious riders appearing where no path exists. A symbol carved into stone burns faintly with blue light. Voiceover. Love made them stronger than war, but fate has no mercy for lovers who cheat time. Jamie steps into the storm, his coat whipping in the wind. Claire follows, her voice breaking through the thunder. "If this is time's reckoning, we'll face it together." He turns, eyes burning with the same fire that once defied kings. Together. As always, they walk into the storm hand in hand as lightning flashes and history collapses around them. Every flash shows a different version of them. Young lovers, old warriors, souls trapped between worlds, then silence. The storm stops as suddenly as it began. The sky glows faintly blue, and a voice whispers through the air. The bond has been tested. Now it must be proven. Shadow steps forward from the mist, unseen. Unknown, watching them both, the screen fades to black. Thunder rumbling faintly in the distance. Text appears, glowing faintly like an ancient warning. Time has remembered them, and it's coming. Time is alive. It breathes. It listens. And sometimes, it breaks. The storm is past, but the world feels wrong too, still too quiet. The light has changed, colder now, as though the sun itself fears to rise. Jamie and Claire stand in an open field, surrounded by silence so deep it hums. The air ripples faintly, and the earth beneath them glows with the same pale light that once called Claire through the stones. Voiceover. When hearts defy the rules of time, even eternity begins to tremble. Claire kneels, touching the soil. It pulses warm, alive. Her breath catches. She can feel it. The rhythm of time, faint but fading, like a dying heartbeat. Jamie crouches beside her, his hand finding hers. Their fingers intertwine, rough and gentle at once. Claire softly, "It's breaking, Jamie. Time. It's coming apart. Jamie? Then we'll hold it together. You and I." The camera circles them slowly, the horizon bending. Memories flashing across the sky like torn pages, their wedding. Their first kiss, the night she left, the moment she returned. Each memory glows like fire, burning the air. A distant voice begins to whisper through the wind, their own voices from other timelines. Echoes of "I love you, don't go, I'll find you." Overlapping until it becomes a haunting symphony of their entire story. The world trembles beneath them. Claire's eyes fill with tears as the realization strikes. Their love, the very force that bound them, has also torn time itself open. To save the world, one of them must let go. Voiceover. The heart of time beats only for those who dare to break it. Jamie steps closer, his eyes locked on hers. If time demands a sacrifice, it'll take me, not you. Claire shakes her head, voice cracking like glass. We've lost too much already. Don't you dare make me live in a world without you. The light begins to rise around them, spinning faster, pulling everything upward. Grass, stones, air, sound. Time folds like a wounded bird trying to fly. Their hands clutch tighter, desperate, unwilling to yield. Jamie whispers, "The once told me that love is the most powerful thing on earth." Claire, and it still is. The camera zooms in, their faces inches apart, eyes burning with both fear and faith. Voiceover. The heart of time was never meant to stop, until they loved enough to make it so. Suddenly, the world explodes in white light. The wind howls, then stills. The field is empty, no Jamie, no Claire. Only two faint footprints glowing where they stood. Silence. Then a heartbeat, one, steady and strong. The light fades, revealing the standing stones once again. But this time, they shine brighter, as if reborn. Voiceover whispered, "Love did not end time. It gave it life again." The camera pans upward to the sky, golden clouds swirling in peace. A feather drifts down slowly, landing on the earth between the stones. Text fades in, every heartbeat they shared still echoes through the centuries. The world breathes again. The storm has gone. The sky is clear, soft shades of gold and violet painting the horizon like a memory reborn. The standing stones stand silent, ancient sentinels guarding the line between worlds. Yet, something feels changed. The air hums with warmth, as if touched by love that refuses to die. Voiceover. When love becomes legend, time remembers. We drift through the remnants of their story, a locket lying in the grass. Claire's journal open to its final page, Jamie's ring glinting in the dawn light. These aren't just relics, Their promise is pieces of a love that rewrote history itself. Claire's voice returns, soft and distant, like a dream carried by wind. If the heart is strong enough, it never truly says goodbye. The visuals shift, scenes flickering like candlelight. Brianna stands with her son near the stones. The same wind brushing through her hair as it once did through Claire's. The boy looks up, eyes wide, as if he hears something, a faint echo of laughter. A voice is not meant for this time. Voiceover. Their story may have ended, but their love continues in every heartbeat, in every breath of the Highlands. Cut to the moors at sunset. A faint outline appears in the distance, two figures walking side by side. Their faces are blurred by the light, their steps in perfect rhythm, shadows stretching long across the hills. Jamie's voice faint but sure. "The canna stop time, Sassenach, but the can make every moment eternal." Claire's voice, smiling through the echo. "Then eternity is ours." The camera moves slowly toward the sky, mist swirling upward, carrying the sound of their laughter, their vows, their quiet strength. The music swells, the same haunting violin theme returns, joined by a choir that feels ancient and infinite. Now the screen fills with the glowing title,